Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 329. My name is Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. It is a 2 for Tuesday. It's a work day for most of us. So it's time to get to work. Let's do it. First things first. Still the realist. I'm also set. Yeah. I wanted to put determined, but determined doesn't fit up there. And I needed a small word, so I just changed it to set, right? Like I know where I want to go with my life. I know what I want to do. Just because it doesn't happen as quick as I'd like it, just because I don't follow through like I should, doesn't mean that I don't know. I'm set. Just follow that. My thank yous this morning as I'm preparing, prepping, taking notes, journaling, just doing my thing, right? Wayne Dyer's on over there. Over there is my TV with my sound system and all that. And, just his advice. Great advice. I love it. Thankful for it. I mean, he's not here. He's not going to get this message, but I don't know. Anyway, winners and losers from NFL Week 1. All right, we're going to start with the losers first. Up first, Chicago Bears, right? I'm not taking shots at the Bears. I'm just saying. Chicago Bears came into the season with a lot of expectations, probably more expectations than were warranted. I think the only other team that was more hyped about there's going to be a major change this season or a major improvement and take the next step would be the Cleveland Browns. Didn't work out too well for them. They're number 2 on the list. But the Chicago Bears, I'll leave it with like this. Lipstick on a pig, you still got a pig, right? Just saying. And if you don't like this, you can either fast forward or you go to a different one. I prefer that you stay here, right? It's not my fault that the Bears still suck. You guys were the ones that were shoving those disrespectful videos about Brett Favre to me, so I don't feel bad. Number 1, Chicago Bears. Number 2, Cleveland Browns. Right, lot of hype, and then got a 30-point loss at home. I don't think I need to say more than that. Pittsburgh Steelers, you got what you wanted, right? Those troublesome guys, Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, you got rid of them. You kept Ben. You got nothing. Scored 3 points. Congratulations. The Denver Broncos, what a mess, right? Got your ass whooped by your division rival, the Oakland Raiders that everybody was making fun of because of their offseason hard knocks. John Elway hasn't done shit except for, he inherited a team with a great defense and Von Miller, and then convinced Peyton Manning to come and, steer it into a championship. So congratulations on that. Ain't done shit since. And your Joe Flacco trade, terrible. So Joe Flacco, let's add him to that list. He looked like shit last night. He still has great hair. But then Sunday afternoon, he had to watch the guy that he was replaced with over at Baltimore score. They had 5 touchdowns. Not a good weekend for Joe Flacco. Carolina, right? We're off the Cam Newton bandwagon, just like we're off the Jameis Winston down at Tampa Bay. I thought that was going to be different. And then Antonio Brown, right? Like he's running around, business is booming. Let's just call this out, right? He was guaranteed $50 million, 50, right? Half of that's a lot of money, right? And instead, he now has a 1-year contract with a guarantee of $10 million and a club option for the second year with a club that if he acts anything like he did before, they're not going to put up with this shit. Not a win for you, Antonio. Not a win, right? All right, now let's go over to the wins. Green Bay Packers, right? 2 + 2 is always 4. And that's not a Brett Favre reference. But they saw what they had been getting for 10 years with Mike McCarthy and his regime. And they had to make a change, right? So they did. And after 1 week, it appears it's going to. And again, my prediction, I said this before the year started, I think that it's going to work well. I think that Aaron Rodgers needs this to work well for his legacy. He understands that any relationship that starts out and there's alignment, it always starts out well. It's when over time, and there's just not that much time left. So I think they're going to be all right. New England Patriots. I say this all the time with my scoreboard pen from Hobie. The scoreboard doesn't lie, man. They haven't lost a game. Like just until we see some reason to believe that they can't continue this, assume that they will. The Raiders, right? Crucified. John Gruden, Derek Carr, all this shit. This is why nobody wants to go on Hard Knocks, because you get all this scrutiny. They looked awesome. They really did that against that Denver defense. They looked awesome. So congratulations. Keep it going. I'm pulling for you guys. The New Orleans Saints. Man, what a great game that was last night. Like, if you didn't watch it, the Houston Texans, who will probably be in the Final Four of the AFC against the Saints, who were in the Final Four of the NFC, have a Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame coach, all of these things. But the last 2 years, their season have just been awful endings. 2 years ago, it was the miracle in Minneapolis where, defensive back made an aggressive play, missed, the guy caught it, ran for a touchdown. Next thing you know, they're going to the championship game where they get smoked by the Eagles, who win the Super Bowl. And then the year after that, there's that horrible no call with the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I mean, they've got a lot to prove, and they came out to a slow start last night, and I was like, oh, man. But Drew Brees just did his thing, man. He's amazing. Love it. So congratulations to the New Orleans Saints, and I'm going to finish up with the Chicago. No, you're on the loser bracket. Anyway, the Dallas Cowboys, right? So I thought about this. I'm like, well, obviously, the Cowboys themselves look great. Dak had a great game. Dak's negotiating a contract, so he's a winner. And then I'm like, well, Jerry lost. Jerry Jones being the owner of the Cowboys. But did he? Because I don't think he did. Like, the better his team is, even if he has to shell out some cash to make his team better, as long as his team's playing better, he's a winner. And no matter what he pays Dak Prescott, if they make a good, long postseason run, including up into a Super Bowl, he gets all that money back. So winners all the way around. All right. With that, we're done for the day. Hands up, peace out. I got the Dirty King of the South blowing me up, wanting to chat with me, so I got to go. All right. You go out and have yourself a great 2 for Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow for a hump day for my Aunt Barb, and we'll see you then. Deuces.